Hey guys, Rex here, and welcome back for another episode of Rex Plays Minecraft. Today is episode 14, and today guys, we're going to be doing a little bit more of a laid-back, casual episode, because last episode guys, we were busy. We took this entire room and we moved it back a few blocks because of spacing, and we made these hallways longer, made the archways much bigger, redesigned that room a little bit. I made the portal bigger, added some designs here, made it wider, added a scoreboard, did all sorts of things. And that took forever, guys. It took forever to make this room, to move this room and make all these tweaks and changes to it. And it took an even longer time, believe it or not, to edit all the replay footage. That took forever, but I think it was worth it. If you haven't seen the time-lapse I made in the last episode, you should definitely go check it out. So, what we're going to be doing today, at least right now, is we're going to be crafting some, what are they called? Banners. And we're going to be putting them in this really empty space right there and one on the other side. So I've got everything I need for that right here. And while I do that, it's going to be my signature banner. I'll show you basically how to make it right now. And while we do that, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about a bunch of things that have been going on. So the first one... Oh, I hear you, Spider. Oh, he's probably on top. Okay, so the first one is going to be PC upgrades. Now, I have made a couple of PC upgrades in really recently. And the first one is RAM. I've upgraded my system RAM from... Is that right? Yes, it is. Double check. Okay, from 6 gigs to 10 gigs. And that is really helping with the performance when it comes to multitasking and stuff like that. I'm really liking it so far. And the other thing is graphics cards. Now, did I put the diamond in? Yes, I did. I have upgraded my graphics card. If you haven't been watching my Empyrean Galactic Survival series, which I would highly recommend. I really love that game so far. I have upgraded my graphics card because in my machine I had a GT 520, and that obviously wasn't going to cut it. The game actually wasn't playable, and that's why I actually went out and grabbed a graphics card right there and then, because I knew I needed to upgrade a graphics card, but just that was sort of the Kickstarter, if you know what I mean. But I'm really loving the graphics card. I get really good frame rates in games, and I can render with it, I can record with it. It's really nice. I'm really loving it. I got it for a good price too. And so this is my signature banner. Looks pretty awesome. I think it is really reflective of my colors and my logo. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good, so we're going to clone it right now. Like so. Okay. And yeah, so that's my graphics card. I'm really loving it. And I can do quite a few things with it. So, very good deal in my opinion. And then the next thing is going to be... How does that look? That looks pretty good. I like it. It doesn't like intrude too much and add something that like really sticks out. I like it. And so the other tech thing I was going to talk about is mics. Now, I have been having some mic problems recently because right now I'm actually using, believe it or not, a headset mic to record videos. And it's on a SteelSeries headset, so it's all right, but the sound quality is not very good. Not something that I want to be recording videos with, especially since I have almost 50,000 subscribers at this point. Very close, and I may have already hit it by the time this video goes up. And yeah, the headset mic I'm using isn't going to cut it. But on top of that, it's broken. There's a loose wire, and I have to finick with it every time I want it to get it to work, and it's just... Because of that, it goes in weird spots relative to my face, and then you get all sorts of different sounding voices and just bad sound quality in general because it's too close to my face or whatever. And that needs to be solved. The other thing that keeps happening is it keeps like putting static in any of the clips, so I do apologize if you hear that. Hopefully that problem is going to be resolved really soon because I'm planning on getting a brand new studio mic. But that is meant for recording. Finally, I'm so excited. But so if you know of any mics that you have used and are really enjoying, then I would love if you left a comment in the description, and I will definitely check it out because I'm looking for bikes, like I said. But last of all, actually second last, I want to give a huge, huge, huge thank you to my patrons that I have right now, my Patreon supporters. And they are what make this possible, make the graphics card possible, make the mic possible, and generally help improve the quality of my videos. So huge shout out to them. I only have a couple right now, but it really, really helps. And if you'd like to join them, you can find a link to my Patreon page in the description, and you can support me there. And yeah, so the final thing I want to talk about, enough of this running around here, is this guy. Can you hear him? Is he annoying? Is he annoying? No? Well, that'll be because if you watch my last episode, you'll know that I was going to do something about this. Every single one of these portal blocks is making the portal sound. So the bigger the portal, the more sound. And it is so annoying, guys. It is so annoying. So what I've done is I've taken my resource pack and I've turned the sound down to about 25%. And it is so much nicer like this. I can barely hear it, and so it's still there, but it's just not, and it just doesn't be quiet. It's very nice. So that will probably be in the next download for my resource pack. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'm really liking that. But what are we going to be doing today? Well, we are going to be doing various bits and bobs around the base. So we're going to be adding some hidden crafting tables right here. We are going to be working on this hallway here because I finally came up with the design for this hallway. And yeah, so we're going to be putting some chests here for non-stackable items, and on the other side we're going to be putting a food station and an ender station. So that's going to be really cool because we can sort of run past and just go boop, boop, and then keep going on our way with very minimal delay. We can easily pick up food, easily pick up ender pearls. So I'm going to grab some materials and let's get started. Okay guys, so we've got some redstone action going on here. You can see now that when I step on the pressure plate, bam, we get the crafting table, we can use it, and it swaps back. Very, very simple design. And guys, I have to apologize. You know what I'm talking about. The mic is not working out, so there are a whole bunch of pops and weird nonsense in this video, and that is just completely unacceptable. I realize that. But I don't even have a mic I can switch to right now. And temporarily use that, unfortunately, so you're gonna have to put up with it until I get my new mic, and I do appreciate your patience with that. But anyway, let's get on to this redstone. So we've got a pressure plate, we've got a wire goes into block has a torch, block powers this piston, torch powers that piston, so we get these sort of inverted pistons, and then this redstone sort of comes down the side and updates this piston so it knows what it's doing. Very simple. Very simple, but it works. Alright, you're going to copy this on the other side, and let's get right onto the tunnel. So both hidden crafting tables are working just fine right now. I actually replaced one of the blocks back there, the blue wool. I'm normally going to use iron for redstone, but I don't have a good iron farm yet, so I'm not really ready to do that. So I'm going to use blue wool for the time being. And I replaced one of the guys back there with stone bricks because you could see a ton of blue. Like, you could still see a little bit, but you could see a ton of blue whenever he switched, and it looked really ugly. So I switched him out. Ugh, having difficulty talking today. And yeah, so as for the tunnel, I've added some of the wood framework here that we're going to be using for both of the tunnels. Like I said, having a way with words today. And I added in these chiseled bricks that weren't there before, just adding a little bit of detail because the stone bricks going straight down here just didn't really work too well. And we've got some lamps going in the ceiling, and you can still see those sort of peeking out there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it doesn't look bad actually when the tunnel's finished. So it just looks like it's part of the tunnel and not sort of part of this thing. So it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to keep working on this. We're going to be putting in some cool designs here where the two stations are going to be and where the chests are going to be. So that's the one part actually I'm not too happy with, this part with the chest. But I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back once again. Alright, time for another progress update. So as you can see, we have the food dispenser and the ender pearl dispenser in the wall here, and I really like this design. It's sort of similar to this. It's a little bit simplified though. You've got the fences, the slabs back there, the stairs, and the chiseled sort of going around the outside like that, and stuff in the middle. And that's exactly what we have happening over here. Except we have some item frames and dispensers in the middle, or these droppers rather. I never get these guys, dispensers and droppers. I always call them dispensers. But we're actually going to be wiring these up right now, if I can remember to get some slabs. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be all we need. And we got everything else. So let's go back here. Ooh, it's going to be maybe a bit tricky, maybe not. Okay, so the plan is we're going to go dig this, dig this. Ah, no, it's not tricky at all. Okay, so there are the slabs, right? We just want to... Oops. Let's dig this too. So these two slabs right here are the ones with the pressure plates, so we're going to do this, and we're going to have a little redstone wire. Apologize for the villagers, by the way. They are being quite noisy right now, because they are actually right underneath me. I'm going to do that, and that's going to be activated by the pressure plate, and we're just going to go black torch, and we're going to make a little pulse clock, like this. Okay, let's do the other one really quick, and then I'll show it to you in action. Do slab, slab. And if you're wondering, I always like to put my redstone on blocks and not floating or not on stone like this, because then I can go around my base making new areas, digging holes without ever needing without ever breaking anything by accident. And it's very, very helpful. I've noticed people like Mumbo don't do that. They have they always put the redstone on stone, and it really annoys me because they're going to regret it later probably. But okay, looks like we're all done here, so we gotta find a way out of here. Like so. That's gonna have to do. Oh, I thought I saw a skeleton for a second. Okay, so we should be able to see that if I step on the pressure plate, this will... There we go, we got exactly 8 pulses. Sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes it's a bit less, but that's not a really big deal. So let's try this. Let's put some cobblestone in there. Oh, okay, let's try this one more time. Let's do this one. Cobblestone. That's not going to help if I use cobblestone, is it? Let's do something that I don't have any. Let's put chicken, because that's what this thing is actually for. And I don't have enough chicken. Problems. Okay, let's use repeaters. Or torches. Okay, redstone torches. We have no redstone torches. We stand here, and we get 16, which is exactly the number we want, and then it sometimes spits on extra. I don't know, this is a bit weird. But yeah, it's going to have to do, because to be honest, we don't need exactly 16 every time. Like that, you could argue that for the ender pearls, because it's exactly a stack, but usually you don't have exactly a stack. Usually you just want, oh, I want some ender pearls, but you don't want, like, a ton, but you don't want, like, a little bit. So this is a good way. And also, you can step on the pressure plate for, like, let's demonstrate here. There we go. We only got 5 pulses if we sort of run right across it. So that's pretty cool. We can sort of control how many we get here. But I'm going to finish off the rest of this tunnel, and I'll be back with you when I'm done. Okay, guys, the hallway is looking good. Looking good. And we only have a couple details remaining here. So I've got these sort of sockets here, and we're going to be putting our chests in, like so. And we're going to go trap chests on this side. Very simple. I'm going to add some automated stuff to the end here. So basically any items that don't get sorted in our sorter are going to wind up here. Well, I don't think so. Maybe I'll just make one of those fancy stackable, non-stackable sorters, and then the non-stackable stuff is going to end up here. Alright, let's finish up with these chests here. And like this. And then, see, this is the only part of this, this thing that I'm not entirely 100% happy with, because I don't know, it doesn't look fantastic, but this part looks pretty good. You gotta give me that. And one more detail, I like to add a little bit more brown color to this, some lighter brown color, by adding some buttons. I usually add buttons on my chiseled bricks. You can see here I've done it as well, and I do it from time to time. So we got some here like this. And I think that is the tunnel done. This redstone is done. We just got to hook it up to our system when it's built. And likewise with this side. And yeah, so it looks pretty good in my opinion. Let's take a look from farther away. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I said before, this sort of looks like it's part of the tunnel and not part of this front bit, so it doesn't look too bad. And actually, it looks pretty good. I really like the design in here, though. I think it looks very, very nice. And it's got some depth. It doesn't look too flat. It's got some shape on the top. Those are two very important things when building tunnels or just building anything. You want shape and depth. Very, very important. But you might be wondering why I'm not going to do the other tunnel this episode, and that is because in the other tunnel I want to be putting something very, very special, and we want to be getting into that later. We're going to be building a very, very intense redstone project. You've been hearing me talk about this for ages now, and I think it's about time to get started. I just have to work out some final details in creative mode before we get started, and then I think it's time. But I hope you enjoyed today's casual episode. We did a considerable amount of stuff. We weren't like sitting around and doing nothing. So we got some building done. We got some redstone done here. We got some more redstone done here. So like I said, hope you enjoyed. And if you did, then a like would be much appreciated. And you can follow me on Twitter at NRXMC. And you can support me on Patreon if you want. There's a link in the description. But that's all for today. And I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Rexit.